Hello everyone, welcome to Moreality. This is your channel for React Native content, and in today's tutorial I'll show you a simple example of how to implement the switch component with several variations, including a custom switch component implementation. So the switch component is a controlled component that requires an onValue change callback that updates the value prop in order for the component to reflect users' actions. If the value prop is not updated, the component will continue to render supplied value prop instead of the expected value of any user actions. So it basically means it's not going to switch when you don't have the state value to update it. Alright, now let's get into making our custom switch component. So if we go over here to the left, I already made a components folder. If you haven't watched our other videos before, or you could use the same project that we use for the text input, or you could just create another one and create a new components folder. So we're going to right click on this, do new file, and we're going to call this switch component. .js. Then we're going to do rfne, and then now we have our switch component set up to where we can apply it back to our app.js. So we're going to do switch component and make sure it's the one that has the path and not the one from React Native, and then this is going to be self-closing. So now you can see this text where it says switch component. That's because we have a text here that says switch component. And what I'm going to do is put it in a view and then make it have a style of flex 0.75, so it's in the middle for me. And then justify content. Then that's going to be like that. It's going to be center. So now it's in the center for me. For you guys, it's automatically going to be justify content on the bottom right here in the container, so you don't have to mess with that and add this. Alright, so now let's go over to our switch component, get rid of this text, and what we're going to do is render a switch from React Native. And then we're going to make that self-closing. Okay, so today we're going to go over 5 props. It's going to be track color, thumb color, iOS background color, onValue change, and value. And then we'll have a conditional statement to tell if it's enabled or disabled. So what we'll do is start with the track color. Track color is going to be if it's false, it's going to be white. And if it's true, it's going to be blue. And then we're going to have our thumb color as so now that we have that, we can actually start with our useState variables. So we're gonna have const an array is enabled and set is enabled, and that's going to be set to useState which we import from React, and then have its initial state is false. Now we're going to have a toggle switch function. Like this, and it's going to be an arrow function that has set is enabled with previous state. It's going to be arrow function straight to is not previous state. Okay, so now that we have that set up, we can go over here and add an on value change prop, and that's going to be toggle switch. And then what we're going to have is a thumb color, and that's going to be is enabled. Then it's going to be white. If not, it's going to be red. So now you can see the thumb color has changed to red, and when we enable it, it changes to white. Okay. Now, to fix this from going over here and then setting back, we're going to add a value and set this to is enabled. So now when we do this, it'll stay. Cool. Alright, and for our last prop, we have something called iOS underscore background color, and that's going to be, we can make that whatever color we want, and this is only going to show for the when it's disabled. See, so it's red and black here, but then when we enable it, it's going to be blue with the white thumb color. Okay, so after this, we're going to create a conditional statement where it says is enabled. It's going to render a text component, and it's going to say enabled, and then if it's not enabled, we're going to render a text called disabled. So now you can see when we disable it, it says disabled, and when we enable it, it says enabled. So today we went over the switch component, and we went over a couple props to set the background color for iOS, track color, which is this black one if it's disabled, thumb color, which is the little circle right here, how to change that, and how to actually make it switch and stay instead of reverting back to its disabled state. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video on Friday. Thank you.